Nothing but cowards. I tell you, they Kennedy, Nixon were.
Jack!
As in so many
Jesus!
What's happening?
I really love the whole, campy sci-fi aesthetic of it, But at the core of it, though, it's a serious story. There's death. She goes off. She has to go raise this alien child by herself. It's moving in a very real way because we think about atrocities that are committed against people who are different from us in every day, and then one brave person steps up to raise this child. So it is a message that speaks to us, even though it's sci-fi, even though it's got a campy sci-fi vibe to it. But the overall look of the period, the intro credits, the text and everything, and the music, everything was great. It really did evoke that genre of 50s sci-fi. So nice job on this. The actors did a good job. The costumes were really good. And the makeup for the aliens looked really cool. They looked really cool. And the little baby looked awesome.
I thought it was really beautiful. I thought it was really powerful. I thought it highlighted the fact that a lot of times people are scared of what they don't understand, or scared of what they don't know, or scared of new things and new experiences. And that fear can lead to anger, or lead to bad decisions, or lead to lashing out or trying to protect yourself from something that you don't understand. And that a lot of times can lead to death and lead to conflict. It went from, I don't know what, I don't understand, or I don't know, or this is a brand new situation and I have innate fear about it, to I have a superiority and I have a right to do whatever I want and to be here, and they don't. And I think that kind of change is interesting and horrible, and all of those kinds of things, especially when you have the moment where the Martian dad is saying, like, yes, Earth is a primitive place, humans are primitive people, but there is also compassion, there is also whatever, which the wife clearly displayed throughout the film, but the husband was the, kind of antithesis of that, and he was 100% the primitive part of that conversation between the Martian dad and the Martian mom. I loved when she was like, it's not all black and white, and then at the end, as she's driving away, she really, you get that moment where everything turns to color, and I thought that was such a great moment to include. I thought it was a great line to include.
Dive into humanity and showing care for a being outside of yourself. And we see a pregnant wife having a relationship that isn't very in good light. And we're giving these moments of just immediate rejection and ick towards this guy. And so we're not really surprised that he is a gun holding, bug smashing, angry, derogatory man, right? And he's expecting his woman to do all the work. Meanwhile, she's like, pregnant and running this house and getting on her hands and knees to pick up this bug that he squished onto the floor. And so when we're met with these aliens, and we see more humanity in the aliens than we do the humans themselves. And they're just trying to have a new opportunity to live and survive. And we meet the demise of the father-to-be. And, it's kind of a, we're not in a movie sort of thing. That sort of moment happens, and it's showing that the world's not necessarily black and white, right? Even though the footage itself is ironically in black and white.
It felt like one of those old school films, complete with the exaggerated Southern accents. It was everything was kind of stereotypical, but it's what made it amusing. And I would say it's kind of a dramedy, a mixture because it had a very serious story, but the exaggerated accents made this hilarious with the exaggerated lines, and you could tell it was written to be this way. It felt like a film from way back when everything was overacted and you only noticed when you were away from the screen and you were listening to it like from a kitchen or something as you walked around, that acting used to be over exaggerated. This gave a real nod to the classic films, the classic sci-fi films where everything was overdone, but it was still worth watching. And there's a reason these things were classics, and the filmmaker clearly had studied his classics in order to make this as well as he did.
It captures like the tradition of like alien invasion genre, because like there's like a thrilling moment in that. There's like suspense, but at the same time still keeps like the dramatic narrative in line with the characters and the story in the short. And I appreciate like the music sounds very like convincing in that genre. It reminds me of like any legendary movies out there, like B-graded movies that we would recognize from that era. And the camera angle, the color use is so good in this one too. So it's kind of like a different kind of sci-fi genre that we might not get to see much in the present time, but it still talk to us as a filmmaker when we think back to the golden age or when they try to set up this genre for the first time. So everything is good and it's interesting to watch.